traders, I hope you had a very wonderful week. We are in the holiday season, so volatility in the market is really low, but we were still able to catch some trades. So I'll jump on the market and then show you exactly the thought process behind these trades. This is GBPUSD, and this is a pair that I've been talking about in the previous video, so I'm not going to go back and do a top-down analysis. This is the 4-hour time frame. We had price pushing all the way to the downside, started creating lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low, right? So price is just ranging, or price is just moving correctively in this descending channel. So I had my levels marked up right here. This was our support, price broke and came back to retest, right? So let me go down the lower time frame to spot how we took this trade. Right here on the 1-hour time frame, this is where price opened. So I'm gonna cut this, then we will see how we took this trade. So this is the impulsive move to the downside, and this is the correction or the pullback, right? I'm not looking forward to buy here because price is on a downtrend, right? Why should I go against the trend? I want to go with the trend. So right here, I was just looking for the end of the pullback, and then I'll go short on this pair. So let's fast forward this one. Price started moving this way. So right here, we got into the area of value, right? And adding my trend lines, I had my first touch right here. It's my second touch. I had my third touch. Okay, and then looking at this is also a bearish flag. This is the impulse, this is the correction, and what I can anticipate is a possible move to the downside, right? So I was just waiting for my entry, and this is the candlestick that gave me the entry confirmation. I have first touch, second touch, third touch, and also an engulfing candlestick right here. So after the engulfing, I took this trade. This is a risk entry. I took this trade with my take profit at this level, right? So let's see how this also played out. Price came down massively and then hit our take profit, right? So this is the same system that I keep on repeating. You don't want to keep your trading that complicated. Trading should be simple. You just need to know what you are looking for, and once you see that, you just take the entry, right? So let's take a look at another pair. Let's also take a look at GBPJPY. This was very interesting. So looking at this market structure, price was creating higher highs right here. This is higher high, a higher low. We broke this high, new higher high, higher low, a higher high, right? Then price came back to the same lows, so we are still on an uptrend. And then price eventually took out this previous high, right? So this was just a pullback. So price just pulled back right here and then pushed all the way to the downside, very, very impulsively, right? So let's go down on the 4H time frame. On the 4H time frame, we can see this impulsive move, right? After every impulsive move, there is always a correction. That is the nature story of the market, right? So after every impulse, there is a pullback or a correction before the continuation like that, right? So this was our impulse. We were just waiting for a pullback and then a continuation to the downside, right? So let me just cut this. This is exactly where the market opened as well. So right here. So when the market opened, I knew that this was going to be very corrective. I wasn't looking for any entry here. And as a matter of fact, this is also not anything that I'm looking for a selling opportunity, right? This is not solid. So I was waiting for a proper confirmation. So I went on the daily time frame. Let me go back on the daily time frame to mark out my area of value, right? So looking at my left, I could see this level. This was a nice support, right? Resistance. So this is a level that the market has tested so many times, right? So I marked out this level right here, just looking for what price will do when we get there. So let's go back to the 4H time frame. I already have my zone. So as I always say, these support and resistance zones, they are just areas where we look out for what price will do there. They are just guiding us to look out for price action at that area. It doesn't mean when price gets here, you just start selling because price in the resistance or support. No, we don't do it that way, right? So this is just an area I'm looking for price action. What I'm focusing on is price action and not this resistance level, right? So we'll go on the 1H time frame to also see how the market played out. So right here, I saw this high high. Price was just pushing to the upside, right? High high, high low, high high, high low, high high. So what I want to see is the market structure of this trend in this area, if we're going to get a reversal pattern or if we're going to get anything, right? So let me just fast forward it and see my thought process. So price created a new higher high, a higher low. We broke this high created. So you can see price is still on an uptrend on this time frame, right? If you don't understand multi-time frame analysis, this is going to be a problem, but this is just a higher high, higher low structure on the 1H time frame, right? So let's fast forward it. Right here, I saw this engulfing candlestick. So if you are looking at this as a resistance, a beginner might think, okay, we just broke the resistance, this is a retest, let me buy, and then price will go up. No. But if you understand candlestick patterns and if you understand the nature theory and also the market structure, you will not be even looking for buying opportunities at this level, right? So I'm going to delete this. This was just giving me an area to be looking for selling opportunities. So I've seen this candlestick. What can I also expect? Right here, I just got in. All right, I just got in with my entry at this level, my stop loss here, and my take profit down here, right? If I should also add these trend lines, I had this line structure. Okay, I just had this line structure. This was my first touch, this was my second touch, and then the third touch area, I saw this, right? So let's also fast forward and see what price did. Price came to hit the take profit level. We knew exactly where we were taking profit. This was the 90% area of this pattern, right? So this was just also a simple trade. If I go down on the 15 minutes time frame, we're going to identify something right here. So with our entry, we could also see this was our left shoulder, this was our head, and also the right shoulder, right? So another entry could have been the break of this neckline, retest, and then a push to the downside. This could have been also another entry, right? So with the confluences, I saw one on the 1H time frame, that is the bearish engulfing, and also on the 15 minutes time frame, I confirmed my entry with this head and shoulder pattern. Here we are on EURJPY. This was also a pair that I spoke about in the previous video, right? So we are on a downtrend. As you can see, we are just creating lower lows and lower highs. This is exactly where market opened as well, so I'm going to cut this. Right, so what I was looking at is price just broke this low, right? So I was just looking at this area as my area of value where price will just move here and then push to the downside, right? Because this was an impulsive move, this could be a correction and also a push to the downside, right? But as you know, those of you who are taking the masterclass, you know that we have three types of pullback. We have the medium, the deep pullback, and also the low pullback, right? At this level, we will just be looking for an engulfing candlestick or any bearish reversal pattern. So if I play this, you could see that we never had that pattern, right? And price broke above. So we deleted this. This was just an area, right? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean price should move to the downside. What we are focusing on is the market structure. So drawing my fib from the high to the low, I had this. So what I was just expecting, price could either come here, right? These are all levels. It doesn't mean when price gets here, exactly price should drop, right? We are more focused on the market structure, not these levels. So I'm going to take it off. We already had these levels in mind, right? So on the 4H time frame, price was just very corrective, just pushing to the upside, right? So that is when I went on the 1H time frame to spot any change of character on that time frame. So right here, I saw price just creating high, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. It's a new high, higher, low like that, right? I used my fib again just to see where price was, right? So drawing my fib, I realized that, okay, price was just in the golden zone, right? This is the golden zone ratio. So I was just looking for any reversal pattern, just hoping to see if I'm going to get any reversal pattern or anything, change of character, something like that, right? So if we play this, I had my first top right here, right? There's a possible double top formation. So I had my first top right here. Price came back, created a second top. What I was just waiting for is the break of this neckline. Once this breaks to the downside, this is a confirmation of a double top, and that is a reversal pattern in the market, right? So that's exactly what I was just waiting for. So right here, I saw this break. This was just a pullback, right? And then we came down to break it finally, right? And then also pulled back. So when we pulled back, I was just waiting for any candlestick confirmation at that level. And then you can see we had this engulfing. It was very small, but I entered right here. After seeing that candlestick, stop loss here. And my take profit level will obviously be here. This is the 90% of this pattern. So if I should draw my lines in, this will be a complete impulse and correction move, right? So I had these levels drawn out. But looking at when I entered the market, this was Thursday, I knew that the market was not going to get here before the close of the trading week, right? So I was just looking at this as my first take profit. This was my first level, my second level was here at this level, then my final take profit will be here, right? So I had my level right here. This was my first take profit. So let's see how price also played out. Right here. So price came and then hit my take profit. This is also a trade that I shared in the premium group, right? I shared all my trades in the premium group, right? So the premium group is just for those who are having the masterclass, right? I also shared some trades in the free group, right? So you can join and also take advantage of that. So overall, you can see this was a nice trade. Let me just delete these lines. This is the impulse, this is the correction. We can see price coming all the way to the downside just to complete the cycle of this pattern, right? Going forward next week, we can scale in if we see any correction phase like that. We can just scale in just to the downside, right? So the last trade I'm going to share with you guys was taking on US oil. So US oil price is just on the downtrend, is the daily time frame. We are creating lower lows and lower highs, right? So if you look here, this was our major swing high, swing low, major swing high, and then price took out this low, right? So this was a low. What we are expecting is a high and then a low like that. This is the nature of a downtrend, lower lows and lower highs, right? So we had price pushing to the upside. This was just a pullback, right? So I established this area as my area of value. I just want to be watchful of what price will do when we get here, right? If price is going to get there and then go to the downside, or we're going to break above to come all the way to these highs, right? So I marked out these levels. Let's go down on the 4-inch time frame. So on the 4-inch time frame, this was a high, it's a high low, a new high, a low, a high like that, right? I spotted something beautiful here, but I'll show you on the 1-inch time frame. On the 1-inch time frame, this is the zone that I established, right? And what I'm looking for is the price action at that zone and not even the zone. The zone is just helping me to spot what I need to see. So if you look at the price action at that level, you can just see a reversal pattern, right? So when price was just pushing to the upside, I saw this first top. We created a bottom. This was the second top, and then I just waited for the break of the neckline, right? So this was the break. We had a nice break to the downside. We had a retest. This was an engulfing. I got in right here. This was my stop loss at this level, and then my take profit right here at the next support level. And you can see how price just came down and then hit our take profit, right? So right now, price has shifted bearish on the pullback phase, right? So what we can see or what we can expect is a possible move to the downside. So currently, we are creating lower lows. This is a new lower low. It's a lower high. Price has created a lower low, and then currently is making a lower high, right? So what we can expect or what we can see crude oil doing is something like this. This is a corrective phase. Price can also push all the way to the downside to continue this trend. So I hope you got something valuable from this video. If you did, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Trust me, you don't want to complicate things in the market. Trading can be very simple if you have a set rule that you follow. Take care and have a good weekend.